Hi and welcome. My name is Clinton,
And I'm Kate.
and we are a couple who belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We are currently preparing to serve a senior mission for the church.
We're so excited about that.
And so whether you're a member of the church or someone who has just jumped in on this video to see what it's all about, we welcome you.
Yeah, this is our very first video. We've never done a YouTube channel. We're not techie people at all, but I love to look at YouTube and find things, research things that I want to know more about, and I really could not find anything about senior missions. And so we just decided to take a jump and try this out. So forgive us for any mistakes on this first video for sure. We're a little awkward.
Yeah. So thank you all for taking the time out of your day to join us. And we hope you'll say hello in the comments and subscribe as we plan on bringing you more content on serving a senior mission. All right, a little bit about us. We currently live in the Pacific Northwest in the United States.
Yeah.
And we have been here. How long have we been in the Pacific?
Gosh, we've been here 22 years.
22 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, prior to that, we actually moved over from California. Prior to that, because of my military service, we lived in Germany, Hawaii, spent some time in Virginia, and some other places. We've actually had the opportunity and blessings to see quite a few different countries because of this stuff.
We've moved a lot. Clinton, as we said before, grew up in New Zealand, and he lived pretty much in the same house for the first 19 years of his life until he went on a mission. I grew up in a military family where my dad was in the Air Force, and growing up I lived in Taiwan and Thailand and Ireland and Alaska, a lot of different places. So us wanting to serve a mission is obviously partly because we have a testimony of the gospel and we want to gather Israel and share that testimony, but also because of the adventure of getting out there and seeing new places and meeting new people, making friends. We're just really excited about that part of a mission as well.
Yeah. Well, Kate and I, we married in 1990. Was it 1991?
Yeah.
1991. Hurrah for me. And shortly afterwards, we actually moved back to the States where, I signed up with the military. And like I said, we lived in various places throughout. We actually have 5 kids.
5 children.
Yep.
We have been very busy. We had those children actually while we were both going to school. At one point, we had our 5th child, and that was a busy time of our life. We did both grow up as members of the church.
Yeah, and like Kate said, she served the mission. I served the mission in the Auckland, New Zealand mission. I got to spend a little bit of time in a little island called Niue. And Kate?
And I served a mission in the Geneva, Switzerland mission, and spent all of my time in Switzerland and France, speaking French.
Cool. Well, we are now what they call empty nesters. Our children have moved on. They are doing their own various things. We have 2 grandchildren, and we have 2 more on the way this year.
This year is going to be a fun year. We're going to have 2 more grandchildren, a retirement for you.
Yep.
And
hopefully a mission call.
A mission call. We're going to be leaving, so we're excited about that.
Yeah. But our whole goal in doing this is to give people a better idea of what to expect and some of the things that you need to know when you have that desire to serve a senior mission.
Well, we kind of always knew that we wanted to serve a senior mission. That was something that was a goal of ours, but we thought, obviously, as many people do, that it would be really far into our future, that we would be the normal 62 or 65 when we retired. But we really wanted to go before that. And Clinton's been lucky enough to have a job where in the police, if you do your 20 years and you're 53, then you can retire early. But we really didn't know anything about financial matters or retirement. And so probably about 10 years ago, we met with a financial advisor just to ask if we were even on track towards retiring when we were 62. And at the time, he plugged in some numbers and said, yep, you're looking great. And I said, well, what if we wanted to go when we were 60? If we saved up that money for a 2-year mission, would we be able to do it at that time? And he said, yep, absolutely. That would be great. So that's kind of what we thought for a while. But through this time, we've just made some choices. Like, for instance, we don't have a mortgage anymore. We made sure we paid off our debt, and that just kind of changed everything for us.
Yeah, it did. It made a lot of changes in our lives, and it's opened up a lot more doors to the point where we have submitted our paperwork to go on a mission. And so here we are. I'm 54. 54?
Yeah, he's 54 and I'm 55.
And so as soon as we get our calling, then I will let them know that I will be retiring, hopefully this year, unless our calling is for the beginning of next year.
We don't even know. So apparently we're learning as we go, which is one reason that we wanted to start this YouTube channel for senior missionaries, is because as I love YouTube and I go on and look on YouTube all the time to find out information about things that I want to know. And I just couldn't find anything really about senior missions. And I'm just somebody who loves to research. So I just thought that it would be nice for us to get to know more information, and also hopefully will help somebody out there as well.
Yeah. Some of our future videos that we'll be talking about is completing our paperwork, our mission paperwork, and putting in your papers, and how to choose locations, and whether or not you went to that location, and we'll let you know where we ended up going. We'll let you know some of the locations that we chose and why. Also, the best items to bring on a mission. Obviously, this will be learning as we go.
We don't know yet, but we're going to figure it out.
But also being spiritually prepared, and we would like to talk with other missionary couples to get a great idea on what is going on in the world on their senior missions.
So just something about that actually is that we just thought it would be super interesting to talk to other missionaries and interview them and kind of ask those same similar questions to each set of missionaries. But as you probably know, there's a lot of different missions out there. There's member and leader support, there's self-reliance, there's working in an office, there's working in a temple or a family history center. It would be great to be able to see what some of the missionaries are doing in those different locations. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said, this is kind of about, because right now we're all invested in where we're going to be going. So we had put down a list of 8 places. We've talked to some people that they got the place that they put down. Some people got maybe number 7 on their list. Some people put down, I want to go somewhere warm, and they ended up going to Mongolia. So you just never know. And those are the kind of things that we think would be interesting for us to know, and you as well.
Yes. And because we are in the Tri-Cities, we have friends that have served the missions, senior missions. And so we will be asking them some questions, and we will be able to relay these things to you on this channel. Is it a channel?
Yeah, they're called YouTube channels.
Okay.
But also, just if you have served a mission and you wouldn't mind us interviewing you, we can do it one of 2 ways. We can either have a Zoom interview while you're on there, and we would send you those questions ahead of time, or we could just send you questions and you could answer them, and we could
post them.
We could share them on here of what you said about your mission, with maybe some pictures of your mission if you don't mind sharing those. So a variety of ways, but really the whole purpose of this channel is to get information out about senior missions and get you just as excited as we are about serving our mission.
Yeah, we have noticed that there is a couple of people, or a couple of senior missionaries, that actually have a channel. We noticed that there is not a lot, so therefore,
just one.
Yeah,
I've only found one ever.
So we know there's not a lot of information out there, and so we just want to enlighten everyone on the process that we took, and maybe it'll make you feel a lot more comfortable about putting in your paperwork, and let you know what it is that we did, where we went, how we did it, how it's going.
So just share a little bit about where we are in that process of getting our call.
Oh, gee. So here's the funny thing. So we put in our paperwork, and we were all excited. I think the day after our state president told us that he had submitted it, we actually got a phone call from the mission office, and it was for Kate. Apparently her blood pressure was too high, And so they asked her to do it again. So she did it again, and they said thank
It was
you.
normal.
And then a week went by.
I mean, we've been thinking, okay, man, that call's going to come anytime. We've kind of figured out the timing of everything, which we'll share in a video here coming up shortly. But
yeah,
we thought it was coming anytime. And then what happened this week?
yeah. While we were gone, we actually got a message on our phones because we were actually out of service. And it was from the medical department. They had a question. And so we tried to call them back, but they had it was the weekend. We were on a cruise, so we forgot about which day it was.
Yeah.
And so when we got back, we called them up, answered the question. And so now we have to wait for another week before I think that stuff is put forth again.
At least they had some questions that they were going to take to the medical board and just
Yeah.
review some things. And then I asked the person who called kind of what that process was and how long, and she laughed, of course, and said there's many departments that the paperwork have to go through before it gets to the brethren who assign it. So I'm not figuring that they're doing that this week, possibly next week. We'll see. We're excited, as you can tell, but we'll definitely get that information out on our channel when we get our call.
Yeah. Well, we would like to thank everyone for listening.
Yeah.
And
we hope you're listening anyway.
Yeah, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you'll know when our next video comes out.
Yeah, and if you have any suggestions or questions of things that you want to know, we're happy to research those things and find out. And if you have served a mission and would be willing to have us interview you, please say that in the comments and I'll get in touch with you. But thanks, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks. Bye.